Hi, my name is Mark, and I am going to share with you my experience getting mesenchymal stem cells from the Cellular Performance Institute in Tijuana. I will go through, after this video, I'll make videos on my experience when I arrived, while I was there, the treatments I received, and then the outcome at the end, which would probably be the last day. And then I'll try to make one 2 weeks after that to show my recovery process, what I'm feeling, and then I'll make some videos afterwards based on what people ask me. So real quick on me before I make my first video when I go to San Diego. I'm a 55-year-old combat veteran who's had a lot of surgeries, primarily back. I've had 4 back surgeries. I have 2 fusions. I have a cervical fusion of the C3, C4, C5, and I have a lumbar fusion of L4, L5, S1. I've had surgeries in between because things didn't go right. Right now, I'm experiencing a lot of neck issues again, mostly foraminal narrowing in my facet joints in my cervical spine. It looks like I might have to get another surgery for my neck if this doesn't work, but I'm going to put a lot of faith in these stem cells to avoid surgeries. Last October, I had a surgery on my right shoulder, repairing a fully torn supraspinatus tear, and that went well, but now my left one is going, and I have a 50% partial tear there. I also have a 50% partial tear in my right hamstring, and I have a fully torn tear in my left hamstring that's retracted 2.6 centimeters, and they can't reattach it because the tendon is just shot. So I have a lot of things that need to be healed with these stem cells, along with osteoarthritis in my hips. I have a sprained left wrist, and I have very arthritic knuckles from making fists and beating on things. So I really hope this works. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm going to keep it straight. I am just me. I'm not being promoted by anybody. I just want people out there to get a firsthand experience from someone my age who's gone through things like I've gone through. So that's it. On to the first video. I'm leaving for San Diego soon, so wish me luck. Hey, good morning. It's day 1. I'm getting ready for my shuttle for CPI. I just checked in with my driver. His name is Miguel. He took my bags and gave me a welcome packet and said that we'll be on our way in about 20 minutes. And that's it. We'll see how it goes from there. Thanks. So when you come out of the hotel, this is what you see. They've got a line of shuttle buses waiting for you. That's my driver right there, Miguel. He just took off. He gave me a little bag of supplements to take with me. Okay, we just went through the border. We had to have our bags checked, passports checked. We're just waiting for everybody to load back on the bus, and we'll be taking back off again. Almost to TJ. Okay, so here's day 1 with CPI. After we left the Sheraton in San Diego, boarding the shuttle, it was about a 15-20 minute drive to the border, pretty uneventful. Got to the border, they had us unload off of the van, get our bags out. We had to go through a checkpoint where our bags and everything got scanned, and they had to stamp our passports. Back on the shuttle, probably 15 minutes for all of us to get through. And then we had about another 5-minute drive till we got to TAM, the main hospital. Dropped us off. Everybody went to the elevators and head up to the 5th floor that's where you spend most of your time. My suggestion is get to the front of the line so you can get to the front of the seats that are posted there so you can look out the windows and kind of see the area of the city and the ocean. Otherwise, you're sitting behind people. So I definitely got a really good seat. The first thing you're supposed to do is get your blood drawn because everybody had to fast, but that wasn't me. Right away, a nurse grabbed me after we filled out our questionnaires and the questionnaires were pretty long. That took about a good 15 minutes. She grabbed me. We did a quick EKG. No big deal on that. The nurse didn't know much English, so didn't have much to say with her. I was about 9-10. Haven't given blood yet. Starting to get a little hungry. That gets annoying because if you're someone who's used to eating breakfast first thing in the morning, you want to eat. So I did the medical eval. After that, doctor grabbed me, sat me down, took about 35 minutes going over my history. He had a bunch of questions about everything, trying to come up with a plan, kind of gave me an outline of the week of what it was going to consist of, and that was that. That lasted till about 9:48. I came out of his office, went back to my chair. As soon as I got back to my chair, another nurse came over and grabbed me and said to bring my wallet. And next thing you know, we were in another shuttle van heading to another facility about 5 minutes down the road where they do your MRIs. Went in there, and the lady told me I was set up for 3 MRIs. I told her it was only 2 because I brought 2 discs with me. So they did an MRI of my lumbar spine and my left shoulder. I came out. There was a little bit of a wait because there was someone in front of me, and there's only 1 MRI machine at this facility. Supposedly these are all new machines and they're faster than normal machines, which it was pretty quick. When I came out, I was done. She gave me a bill, which was pretty shocking. I didn't realize it was going to cost that much per MRI. So they charged me $350 per MRI, a total of $700. And thank God I brought those other 2 MRIs down of my neck and hip. Otherwise, I would have been spending $1,400 on MRIs. So then I had to sit a little while and wait for the shuttle to come get me. Came, got me. We went back to Tam Hospital. As soon as I walked in, another nurse grabbed me, and we had to do a CAT scan of my neck. As soon as the CAT scan was done, I headed back upstairs and where I met my nurse, Denise. She drew my blood, and immediately I was able to eat breakfast. It was pretty late for breakfast. That was after 10 o'clock. So, long story short, after that was all done, I think I had a drip. After that, they hooked me up to my NAD drip. It's only 100 milligrams to see how your body reacts to it, your first dose. Then next thing you know, it was lunch. They hand you lunch. Breakfast and lunch was really good, really, really tasty, all healthy, fresh juices, vegetables, fruit, salmon, eggs. So they removed my drip at 1:30. The NAD was done. I was pretty much done for the day. So I waited around with some of the other guys talking, learning where everybody was from. And then finally they had a shuttle come grab us. Took us about 20 minutes to get to our hotel where we're staying in Tijuana. It's we're staying at the Hyatt. Nice hotel, really nice. Everybody's scattered throughout the hotel, but we were told to meet in the lobby at 6:30 to have dinner with Scotty. So we'll see what he has to say. I'll check in with you tomorrow and tell you how day 2 goes. Peace out. Okay, day 2. Just getting back to the hotel now. It's almost 5:30 at night. We started out, we had an 8:30 shuttle that picked us up here at the hotel. Got to the facility, immediately went upstairs. The nurse brought over all my IV bags, which were the Ozone, Myers, and the NAD. 8:55, I did vitals, met with a doctor for my final evaluation on all my blood work. They went over my blood work with me. And I think once that was done, I went back to the chair. They hooked me up with PEMF therapy, which is pulse electromagnetic field therapy. I did that on my lumbar, my neck, and on my hamstring. That's 10 minutes each one of those areas. And once that was done, they drew blood from me, and then they reinserted it into the IV bag for ozone and did about 15-20 minutes of that IV bag, and then they switched it over to the Myers cocktail, which was another 15-20 minutes.
and then they hooked me up to the 500 milligrams of the NAD. And that was 3.5 hours. So it was just sitting in a chair for a very long time with the IV bags. Waiting for lunch. Lunch was good. And then around 1 o'clock, a lady named Lola came in to speak with all of us and just pretty much gave us the rundown of the do's and don'ts once we leave the hospital to get the most out of this procedure. She was really good. I think she took over Scotty's job. I don't know where he is. He's MIA. We haven't seen him at all. He was supposed to be at dinner last night and he wasn't. I guess some guy named Pablo took his place. So all good. It would have been nice to meet Scotty though, but that's all right. Once she was done, I had another meeting with the doctor to go over my MRIs. We went over all 4 of my MRIs and came up with a game plan for my actual stem cell injections. I'm doing a total of 170 million stem cells. 110 of them are going to go into my spine. 10 of them are going to go into my shoulder, and the rest are going to go into my IV bag. They recommended for me to do 90 million in my IV bag, so I would have had to buy another 40 million stem cells, and that's another $6,000. So I was passing that one up. I'm already spending a little too much right now. Once the meeting was over with him, I went back out and I was waiting for the HBO, which is the hyperbaric chamber. Once we got cleared to go down there, me and one other guy went in and did that for an hour, which is just straight oxygen in a pressurized tube. And that was it. It was 4:45. We walked out of there, and now we're back at the hotel and getting ready to go out for dinner. I have to be all done eating by 10 o'clock tonight because I have to be fasted for tomorrow. And tomorrow we start the injections. They pick me up at 7:30 and I will go right to the hospital, and tomorrow's the big day. So I will tell you how it goes. Signing off.
So it's day 3. It is procedure day. Was picked up at the hotel at 7:30 this morning. I had been fasting, so there's no food in me. As soon as I got to the TAM, they immediately brought me to the 4th floor, had me take another shower and get dressed in their garb, which is a gown and these really high socks that are compression socks. Nurse came in, set up my IV, and they've got me on 4 different drips here. So first thing will be the shoulder. They're going to do my shoulder, then they'll put me under and do the neck and then the lower back. And then I'll wake up and hopefully everything will be good. Bye. Okay, so I woke up in recovery. I was pretty awake immediately. Waited in there for about 45 minutes, and then they brought me back to my room and made me drink some chicken broth, some chamomile tea, some Jello, and then they brought me lunch. Lunch was delicious. Wow. But so far I feel nothing. They just gave me a muscle relaxer just because of spasms that can happen. But as of right now, it's after 12 o'clock. I feel like I did when I went in, so hopefully it will stay like that. We'll see. Okay. Hey, so good morning. It's day 4. I am in my room here at TAM Hospital. Yesterday was my main procedure, which I had the injections on my cervical spine, my lumbar spine, and my left shoulder. Overall, yesterday, as the day progressed, I definitely got really sore. But I just kept moving. I was walking a lot and moving my arm around, and I'm sure that helped a lot. And they prescribed that. The more you walk, the better you will feel, the quicker your recovery. They did give us some pain meds, and then last night around 8 o'clock they came in and gave us something to help us sleep a little bit. So overall, yesterday was a little rough, a little sore, but nothing too bad. And then around 12 o'clock last night, they came back in and gave me a little more, I think it was tramadol. Because I was hurting a little bit at midnight, but I was sleeping, so I didn't even know until they came and woke me up. But I woke up this morning at 06:30. It's now day 4, Thursday, and I don't feel bad at all. I mean, I got a little soreness, but it's nothing. I mean, if that was the extent of it, I'm going to be very lucky. But so far, so good. So we'll see what today is. I know I have today is my IV that I will be doing with the stem cells in it, and then some more Ozone Myers Cocktail NAD. So it's pretty much just going to be a hangout day, having the IV put in me and eating some more of their food. All right, we'll check in later. Hey everybody, it is day 4, the end of the day. I am back at the hotel after spending the day at TAM. I woke up this morning from the injections from yesterday, and I felt really good, actually. I mean, I thought I was going to be a lot sore than I should have been, but I wasn't. My lower back actually felt pretty good. Normally I wake up, I'm pretty stiff, but it wasn't stiff. There was a little tightness in my shoulder and in my neck still, but as the day progressed, it kind of went away, and I didn't take any more meds from the meds the night before. So it was pretty much out of my system. The whole day was just sitting in the chair, getting IVs. I mean, I started off with the hyperbaric chamber, which is pure oxygen. And then I went upstairs and I did the ozone, then the Myers, NAD, and then I finished off the final day with my IV with 50 million stem cells in it. Met with the doctor, did a little bit talking about the do's and don'ts once I get released tomorrow. Oh, wow, it's almost here already. And that was about it. So that's it for the day. Getting ready to go out to dinner with the boys. Everybody's a little sore, walking slow. I have like a connected dots on the back of my back with all the different little patches on there and Band-Aids. But tomorrow, we'll see what tomorrow brings. It's just going to be probably checking out probably a little more IVs, one more trip to the hyperbaric, and then we are off to San Diego. Okay, we'll check in with you guys tomorrow. So it's day 5, last day here at the TAM Center. We got here pretty early this morning. Right away, went into the hyperbaric chamber for our last time, and then went upstairs and did our last dose of NAD in an IV form, 500 milligrams again. Once that was done, we had a quick little consultation with our doc. Said goodbye to everybody. A lot of people left pretty early. I'm still here waiting to catch the 3 o'clock shuttle, which is right behind me. And they're bringing us back to San Diego to stay at the Sheraton for the night, and I'll catch my flight home tomorrow back to New York. The experience here was very interesting. I feel pretty good today. A little bit of stiffness in the lower back and neck, but that's about it. My shoulder feels good. I think every day is going to get better and better. I'll let you know. Signing out. Hey everybody, it's been 2 weeks since my injections in Tijuana, which was done on a Wednesday. I've been home now for a week and a half. I got home on a Saturday. It's been a roller coaster of a ride. There's been some inflammations during the week, mostly in my neck, and that's pretty much the worst part of it. The good part of it is almost all my lower back pain has subsided. The stiffness that I feel, it's mostly first thing in the morning, it's not really there. And I used to have a lot of crazy hip pain throughout the night. I couldn't lay on one side for very long. My hips would really, really start hurting, and I would roll from my hip to my back, from my back to my hip, from my hip to my back. And I did that all night long, and I've done that for so long that I sort of just got used to it, but I didn't realize that it was really impacting my sleep, which we all know impacts your health. So they injected my SI joint. because they decided that would be really helpful for that. And sure enough, they were right. I feel like it's really helping my hips tremendously, and my sleep has just been wonderful. I sleep so great now. I have no pain at night while I'm sleeping. And crazy, crazy vivid dreams, which means I must be in REM all throughout the night. So I'm waking up fully energized, tons of energy because I'm sleeping so great. So that is probably the best thing that's happened so far. I noticed my knuckles are feeling a little better already, which is really weird. And my wrist, I have some maneuverability in it that I didn't have before. And when I did things like this, rotations, it really would hurt my wrist. And that's not hurting. So that's pretty awesome. I can't really say anything else yet because I haven't started physical therapy, and you have to do physical therapy after your 2 weeks. I will be starting in a couple days, and it's very, very light PT, which involves just movements more or less, just to get the body moving. You still can't do any impact or anything, so it's pretty strict the first 3 months. But I would say I only did 170 million stem cells, which I wish I could have done more IV, but they did so much injections in my neck and in my lower back and then my sacral joint, and then they also had to do my left shoulder. So the only thing I had left after that was 50 million for my IV. So that's what's floating around in my body, and I think that's what's targeting things like my wrist, my knuckles, maybe some other areas that I didn't even know that were injured, that were inflamed, and hopefully doing some repair to my liver. I did have some liver issues, so hopefully we'll see when we do blood work in 6 months how much that's repaired. Yeah, that's about it for now. That's my 2-week recap of what I'm feeling today. Those are the great things about my experience. There were a little negatives down there. I will go over real quick. I think CPI could do a little better on. The first day that I showed up there was you have to do blood work and you have to be fasted. And I'm someone that likes to eat first thing in the morning. It's just the way I've always been. And I got there at like 7:30 in the morning, and I was expecting that blood work done right away. And I didn't get blood work done till 10:30 that morning, because as soon as I got there, some nurse came and got me for EKGs, then an MRI, then a CAT scan, and then finally brought me upstairs to get my blood work. And I was a little livid by then because I needed food and I was freaking out. There's a lot of delays sometimes during the days when you're waiting to get your IV put in. You know, depending on where you sit in the place, some people get their IVs right away while other people have to wait and wait and wait. And I feel like, you know, they really need to get on top of that, because if you're only having IVs done that day, you could literally be done by lunchtime or a little after lunch, and then you could go back to your hotel and chill out, which I think most people would prefer to chill out in the hotel than just sitting in a chair for 6 to 8 hours. The food. Most of the time, the food they made was really good. Really, really good. But it wasn't amazing like the videos they showed. You know, they showed all these fresh juices that you got, and the only juice we got all week was orange juice. I didn't see any of the green juices, the red juices that they so-called make. That would have been nice to have some variety and fresh juices. And, you know, a couple times I got some food that was kind of like, it wasn't that impressive. But I know it was healthy. So I think they could do a little better on that. The first night with dinner, which everybody looks forward to because you're supposed to meet Scotty and talk to him. Well, he wasn't there. I don't know where he was, but there was a replacement guy that came in, but he really didn't have anything to say to us. So we all just sat around a big table and ate and talked to each other, which was fine, but it would have been nice to talk to Scotty. And also at the end, you know, when they come in and tell you about the do's and don'ts after your procedures, we were hoping that he was going to be the one to come in and talk to us again. And once again, he was MIA. A lady named Lola came in, which she was great. But it would have been nice to meet Scotty. And there was a couple nurses, like when you're doing EKGs and stuff, that don't speak English at all. So it was kind of hard to communicate with them. It'd been nice if they could just learn a little bit more, because primarily most of the people that come to this facility are from America. So we all speak English, and that would be about it. There was a big holy crap moment when I had to get my MRIs done. I was told originally what they were going to cost. It wasn't that bad. But then when I got my 2 MRIs done, the lady told me I owed $700, and I was just like, what? I was not happy about that. I was expecting it to be about $400. So that was a big expense that I wasn't planning. And thank God I brought 2 other discs down with me, because I would have had to have gotten 4 MRIs, and that would have been $1,400 extra dollars I would have had to pay out of my pocket for MRIs. So they need to figure out how to include that in the cost that we're paying. Also, when you get down there, they tell you about a lot of extra procedures that they're doing now. And these procedures are incredible. Talking to people that have been there already and had these procedures done, they're getting phenomenal results. And that was, they do hair, face, and then privates, they call it. I guess they call it the penile. But they do all these procedures that really help people, people with thinning hair, people that are balding, people that want rejuvenation to their face, more collagen, decrease the wrinkles a little bit, get rid of those dark spots, and it works. But it was like $3,250 per procedure, or if you did 2, it was only $2,750 for each procedure. So if you did all 3, you were looking at spending $7-8 grand extra. So they're great procedures if you've got the money. A lot of people did it. I definitely was not one. So that was probably the things I didn't really like about it. The things I loved about it, the hotels you stay in are great. The first one at San Diego was phenomenal. The one in Tijuana, the Hyatt, was definitely nice. I wasn't expecting it to be that nice because it was Tijuana, but it was really good, and they had a really decent breakfast there. The overnight in the hospital, anybody that has back injections has to spend the night in the hospital there at TAM. And it was a great experience. The nurses were phenomenal. They were on top of everything, constantly coming in and checking on you. And one of the nurses came in and just sat down and BS'd with me for like an hour. The guy was great. I don't want to mention his name because I don't want to get him in trouble for spending so much time with me. Your main doctor, who goes over your scans, your MRIs, and kind of gives you a laid out plan of what the injections really, his recommendation of the injections. I had a guy named Dr. Charlie. He was awesome, phenomenal guy, spent a lot of time with me, really made me understand and realize what I wanted to do and the best route for me. That's why I only end up having 50 million at the end for the IV, and concentrated the most on my back and neck because that's where it needed it the most. So he was very informative. I really appreciated him. The morning after the injections, I started feeling amazing right away. I know that's not normal. Some people are fast. They reply really fast or respond very fast to these. I think I'm definitely one of those, so I was fortunate for that. I didn't have a lot of crazy inflammation like everybody else did that I was there with. And that could have been, a combination of the injections, the IVs, the hyperbaric chamber, all the different stuff that they did for you. And the people that you end up meeting there, the other patients, you create like a little family, like a gang. You meet everybody, you talk to everybody. You have a lot of time sitting in those chairs. So you have a lot of time to speak to everyone and find out a little bit about their history, what they're there for. And, it literally is. You create like a little CPI family. And we all are staying in touch now, and we're all getting together, hopefully in 6 months, to go back to do our revision, I guess you want to call it. So that's all I have for now. Shoot me up if you have any questions. I'm probably going to make a video after I get done with PT and see where my body is at that point, see if my stiffness in my neck is totally gone away and what other things in my body have changed that I didn't even realize. So thumbs up for CPI.